boy Dig Dash, and I'm back with another video. And in this video I'm just showing you, well, just a little walkthrough spin around of my Barbados, my Bayesian car rental. So I was out in Barbados with the family for about 2 weeks. You know, we needed a little runabout, stayed at my grandmother's house, and this was cheap. We went through the A to Z, the yellow pages in Barbados, found this cheap little runaround as a rental. I think it cost something like $450 to rent for 2 weeks. And yeah, we phoned them up and we basically asked them, what have you got? And they said, we have this is cheap, solid, reliable runabout. My stipulations were it had ice cold aircon, and this is what they brought to our door. So I would say Toyota Yaris. In other markets it's called the Toyota Platz. And it's quite unusual in the fact that in Europe we do have the Toyota Yaris, but we don't have them in the saloon form, whereas in other markets, Japanese markets, American markets, you can get them in the saloon form. So that's 4 doors and a boot, or trunk as Americans like to say. So yeah, this is what we got, and yeah, it's quite aged, should I say. I mean, despite the way that it looked, I absolutely love this car. It literally had aircon, and that was about it. Had a few interesting features, such as a split steering wheel, multiple cup holders, a lot of cubby holes in this car. I mean, so many, it was just astonishing. Like, you have 2 cup holders in the front, 1 cup holder in the back, so I can barely speak. This interesting dash arrangement where, you know, the central binnacle housed the speedo, fuel gauge, etc. Shouldn't try to have a look at the back door. Central locking is not so central in the sense that the 2 front doors are unlocked via the key, not a fob, but key, and you have to manually unlock the back doors yourself with your, you know, your mitts. This one had electric windows at the back, which was surprising. And as you can see, the seat covers were weathered. The interior was weathered. Cars in Barbados, they have such a hard life. I mean, average day is about 30-31 degrees. It really beats down the cars, you know, and driving around this small island with terrible roads, cracked roads, humongous potholes, really takes a toll on the car. Oh, and this is the trunk release, the front bonnet release, and it's not quite connected to the plastic piece of trim that allows you to open it, which was interesting. So yeah, like I said, this car is weathered. It had a hard life, and yeah, we rented it. They brought it to our door, and we stood thankful. Why not? I assume that it meets Bayesian, say, safety standards. That's a number plate right there. They have quite short number plates in Barbados. Had a reasonable sized boot, I must admit. It was quite spacious. As you can see, it swallowed the buggy whole. You have a young child, and her buggy went straight in, no problem. And plenty of space to spare for all kinds of stuff. Split fold, rear seats, wonderful. As you can see, it says Yaris. To me, it feels like these cars are imported from Japan. I'm not too sure because somebody verified that. There's an instrument binnacle, and just below you can see the LCD. Well, there you go. There's an instrument binnacle. It tells you the revs, and tells you whether you're in drive, kilometers per hour, fuel gauge, various warning systems like check engine and the handbrake light and the water gauge. You can see it revs like it should. It's been around the world. It's done 201,000 kilometers. There's the aircon controls. That's my son's right knee, sorry. The stereo was actually surprisingly adequate, should I say. It was quite bassy for some reason. Had a very interesting glove box. Split glove box, multiple storage, lots of storage, which is absolutely wonderful for carrying your bits and bobs, your cameras, all kinds of stuff securely. The aircon was ice cold, and we really appreciated it in that heat. And I don't know why these Japanese cars tend to have these LCD clocks. Like, it's very basic. I don't know why. What's the point? Oh, and this was the safety feature. The mirror was held on by a pin. I'm pretty sure it didn't come out the factory like that. No, I'm sure it didn't. It's a very interesting feature. Someone MacGyvered this clearly, but it did work to hold that piece of trim in. Yeah, Could have got some double-sided Velcro stuck up there, but yeah, a pin will work. So as you can see, the split in the steering wheel didn't affect the handling too much, but then again, let's talk about the handling. It's very wobbly in the sense that I think the tracking was out, tracking was gone. So, when you're going over a certain speed, the steering wheel will wobble. This piece of trim, I have no idea what it is, but it detached, as you can, yeah. Electric mirrors, there you go, had electric mirrors, but yeah, it detached. I'm not too sure what it is. My partner says it's like some kind of coin holder. I said to her, it doesn't make sense. I don't know what it is, but it's detachable apparently. I'm not sure if it's purposely detachable, but I removed it and replaced it. So yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, and the indicators were on the other side. Yeah, Japanese cars tend to have that kind of feature. Um, and yeah, I mean everything worked. Can't complain about the car. The indicators left and right. But yeah, it's just strange. The central binnacle where everything's housed. So in front of you, directly in front of you as a driver, you're just looking at, well, just plain dashboard. The wipers worked, which is fantastic. It rained like a couple of times in Barbados during our stay. Um, Once whilst we were driving, the torrential rainstorm lasted about 10 minutes. And yeah, the wipers certainly did their job. And the lights were quite interesting as well. I mean, obviously they worked, but one side was clear and the other headlight cluster was hazy. So I assume we must have been parked in a spot where one side was just getting beat up by the sun and the other side wasn't so much being beat up by the sun. But here's the driver's side view of the driving experience of the Toyota Yaris four-door saloon. And yeah, all I can say is that driving in Barbados is an interesting experience. I mean, myself, I'm from Great Britain, so I'll be driving on the right hand side. In Barbados, you drive on the right hand side, being a British colony, so a former British colony. So obviously, they would adopt such driving styles. But most of the roads weren't very good, should I say. They were absolutely atrocious, to be honest. Um, but the sensation of driving in a hot country, um, you felt free. And I have to explain that further. You felt free because despite the roads being bashed to hell, and they bash your cars to hell, they shatter your suspension, they ruin your tires. But the fact is that it's so easy to get from one side of the island to another. You have to worry about too many stoplights, except in towns. You have to worry about, you know, traffic police. You have to worry about parking. It's not an issue. You can pretty much park where you like. Um, and most of the time you're driving through kind of wide open areas of farmland, of plantation land. And it just felt free. It's such an interesting and amazing sensation. I really enjoyed it. So I do highly recommend, if you go out to Barbados, definitely rent a car. It's so much easier than trying to catch public transport. Public transport in Barbados is a nightmare. You'll spend forever trying to find, trying to catch a bus because it's so unreliable. The timekeeping is so poor. But yeah, I managed to finally open the bonnet after many tugs. Over reliable right there. And I'm going to show you the beast of an engine underneath here. I do believe it's a 1.5 litre engine. I'm not too sure. I mean, if any of you guys know, or maybe it's a 1.3 litre engine. If any of you guys can confirm it, just let me know. Drop your comments in the description. Tell me what you think. If you know about this car, if you know about this type of car, let me know. But it was quite a smooth drive. It didn't have much power. It struggled to get up hills. But on a large flat piece of road, it did pretty well. It did what it says on the tin. It got from A to B with ice cold aircon in relative safety, despite the way that it looked. If anything, it probably helped us because we didn't look like we was rich tourists. It looked like we were coming from poverty, given the way that this car looked, the condition that it was in. Yeah, but I did enjoy it. I do miss the car. I mean, I've got various cars, but this is one of the most enjoyable kind of driving experiences I've had, mainly because of the place that I was driving in which is in Barbados. and the fact that the car was just so easy to drive, automatic, family car, should I say. Just a very pleasurable driving experience in Barbados with this car. So, yeah, guys, look at the beautiful views. Wonderful. So please like, subscribe, and let me know what you think of this video. I'm still working on my editing skills, so give me a break. This is just a hobby to me. So yeah, that's Jamal JJ Diggy Dash signing out. Take care. Please like, subscribe. Peace.